We want you to know that you're not alone and to realize your real estate vision. Community partnerships are essential. Partnerships with your bank, your neighbors, and ultimately your real estate professional.
To do so, experts in the affordable housing space, wealth principles, collaboration with businesses and philanthropic organizations, all in an effort to continue this meaningful transformation and enrich the lives of those we serve. We are here. We are in it. The endeavor to do better, to be better, to produce meaningful environments from the rubble of their individual situations and circumstances. To say proudly, it can be done. It can be done because we did it. And we can do it in your situations as well if you are willing to do the work.
Welcome to our episode of Realty Resources and Reality. We are joined here today with Ms. Natallie Keiser. She's been grateful enough to give us some time to talk about her organization, where she's the executive director of HouseATL. We also have Ms. Lativia McNatt. She's our exit engagement leader for this office. So together, we hope to have a great discussion about what it is that Natallie and her great organization does, and how we can partner at Exit Realty West Midtown to bring about some of those influences. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Ms. Natallie Keiser and talk about a little bit, an overview about your organization and what it is that you all do over there at HouseATL.
Thank you, and thank you for having me, Michael and Leticia. It's good to be with you. I appreciate the opportunity. So HouseATL is a membership coalition. It's a cross-sector membership coalition where leaders are working together for a more comprehensive and coordinated housing affordability plan for Atlanta. And our members come to us, as I said, cross-sector, private, nonprofit, and public. We have 360 members representing a little more than 200 organizations right now. And their vision is that we really have adequate public policies and funding to ensure housing affordability for all Atlantans.
Awesome. So we'll dive a little deeper into that. I would like to also introduce our exit engagement leader here in our office, which is Ms. Lativia McNatt. Lativia, if you would introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Lativia McNatt. I'm a realtor at Exit Realty West Midtown. I serve the residential and commercial services.
Awesome. So together again, we will have a free-flowing discussion in terms of how HouseATL, how Exit Realty West Midtown, and how our agents in the office and our leadership team can help facilitate this. I like what you said, Natallie, and have a follow-up question. When you said coalition, what does that look like when you say you got a coalition of people that help you all bring about your awesome mission?
Yes, so our members commit to a set of guiding principles and to being engaged and participatory. So Our work is done through that broad-based membership leadership. So, for example, we have 4 working groups that have co-chairs from the membership. We have 24 board members that are elected by the membership. And so our work happens through that coalition effort. I support that. So I'm somewhat leading, but mostly I'm supporting the leaders.
Absolutely. That is some great work, it sounds like, that you all are doing, that you all have the infrastructure in place. Tell me a little about how HouseATL came about and how long you all been doing this great work in the community.
Sure, thank you. So we're relatively young. We were founded in 2018 with some visionary organizations in Atlanta, so Central Atlanta Progress, the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, the Arthur Blank Family Foundation, the Center for Civic Innovation, and the Urban Land Institute of Atlanta. Decided that we really needed a broader table if we were going to build the public will for true housing affordability in Atlanta. We needed in particular to have more private sector partners at the table and more philanthropy at the table. Philanthropy in Atlanta has not historically engaged in the affordable housing arena, and it was really important for us to be able to move forward and really address the crisis that we're at. That we have this broad wisdom. In 2018, and they put out an invitation and used their influence to bring key people together. And that table was set, and people worked together over a period of about 9 months to come up with a set of strategic recommendations to move us forward. At that time, it was focused on the city of Atlanta. Since 2018, we have broadened our work to look at the 5-county core region, not just the city of Atlanta. But in 2018, it was city of Atlanta specific. So after that initial period, that planning period, and the strategic recommendations were issued, the group decided to continue, and that's that working group process I talked about. So decided to continue to try to help implement the recommendations and hold public partners and private and nonprofit partners kind of accountable for moving that work forward. Awesome. Great. Sounds like a great soup, if you will, of leaders from Atlanta city government perspective, philanthropy, and public and private, all working in seamless and a seamless effort to bring this mission about. So awesome. So you've heard a little bit about what HouseATL does. What we'll do now, and we'll take a brief break, and then we'll come back with Natallie and Lativia, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the programs and how you as the community can get involved in some of these great efforts that HouseATL and Exit Realty is putting forth effort to bring all of this value to you as consumers and our community who that's who our client is. Our clients are the community. So we want to show how we can seamlessly get you all as a community involved in some of this great work that we're doing. So we'll take about a 30-second break, and we'll come back with more in-depth conversations about how you can be involved. Welcome back. Again, we're with Natallie Keiser, and again, she's with HouseATL, and we will give her information as well toward the end of this, so should you want to become involved. But in this particular environment that we're in, Natallie,
we hear the term affordable housing a ton. We hear it on the news and the media, and a lot of circles we travel in, right? We hear that affordable housing. Can we talk a little bit about what that means and how you all interpret that?
Yes, and just before I go there, I mean, the reason that we're hearing it so frequently right now is for several reasons. One is that while we've seen wages increase, we've seen housing costs increase at a much greater rate in recent years. So it looks kind of like this, with wages down here kind of going up, and housing costs going like that, both for home ownership and rental. So many people are concerned about the cost of housing. And Atlanta, and Georgia in general, we're sort of hurting from our own success. And so we're growing, and we're projected to continue to grow, and we've not been building sufficient housing to respond to that population growth. So that's definitely a big part of the issue. So when we talk about affordability, we're talking about both the income you earn and what you pay, right? So the income that you earn is not sufficient to cover what you need to pay for housing. The sort of official definition is that you should not spend more than 30% of your income on housing. And the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development sort of maintains that definition for different geographic areas. So it's defined by geography. And it's also defined by considering the size of your household. So it's a little bit complicated, but all of us know when we're paying too much. Right?
Absolutely.
We pretty much know we're paying too much. And in Atlanta, part of the challenge is that transportation is also very expensive here. So if you live far away from your job so that you can afford your housing, you end up spending a lot on your transportation. And when you add the two together, that's when life gets really.
Absolutely. Thank you, Natalie, for giving our community that explanation about that term affordable housing, because again, we hear it in all the circles we run in as an organization, and we hear it in the barbershop, and we hear it in all of the circles we run in. So thanks for getting that explanation. What I want to pivot a little bit and commend your organization for doing is some of the programming that you all have. A young organization, you said 2017, about 5 years old, but you all have something that really is very, I found, inspiring, that you all bring in the homeowners to talk about what this roadmap to ownership looks like in some of the workshops that you all do. So tell me a little bit about some of those workshops or any other programs that you all may have.
Yes, as I mentioned before, we do our work through these volunteer working groups. So one of them is indeed focused on homeownership. The other three, one is focused on public policy. One is focused on preventing displacement. So it's called Prioritizing Communities, and it focuses a lot on the issues and challenges of renters. And then one is our Funders Collective, which brings together public, nonprofit, and philanthropic funders to really look at what can be done to increase the affordable housing supply in particular, and how they can leverage each other's funding. So we work through those 4 working groups, and anyone can join those working groups, and they meet to implement those strategic recommendations that I talked about. So the homeownership working group is interested in home buying, but they're also interested in how do we help existing homeowners preserve their homes. So they look at issues like home repairs and heirs property challenges and property tax challenges that existing homeowners struggle with, and what can be done to address those. We just, through our working groups and through that strategic planning process, we just approved a state policy agenda for 2024. So we'll be actively advocating at the Capitol during the legislative session for particular policies to help address these housing affordability issues.
Awesome work, Natalie. Thank you for this heavy lift at your organization in such a short period of time. I keep saying that 5 years, and you all are really boots on the ground and a lot ways.
Yes, and I've only been involved as a staff person for a little more than a year. So prior to that, it was basically all volunteer with different organizations committing their time. So I can't take credit. Congress. It is it's definitely a joint effort.
But you could tell an organization by the efforts that they put forward is very well thought out, and in a short period of time, it's really showing some signs of really life. And that's pillars that you all have. You all have displacement, and we talked about that on a prior segment here at Exit Realty West Midtown, whereby we coach our buyers and sellers that 1% of the house value should be set aside for repairs.
Yes.
But you all's organization goes into that repairs. You all go into taxes, because I had a conversation yesterday with somebody. They bought a house, and then the tax bill, is starting to come out. These tax bills are starting to come out, and it was a surprise, let's just say, to those people. So great job with what you all have in the pipeline to really assist, because people are of the mindset that it is what it is, but your organization shows that there are some resources out there to get yourself prepared.
And that we all can work together to make changes. There are many changes needed in our policies and systems to improve housing affordability. And then we have a particular imbalance in Georgia between landlords and tenants. And it makes it very hard to become a homeowner, when you are being really stretched as a tenant. It may be your dream, but it's really, really hard to get there.
Right.
When you can't.
Right. So it's a soup, if you will, that we have to really try to figure this thing out. And your organization is doing a heavy lift in that effort. So we really are grateful that you are giving us some time to talk about these different levers that you all are pulling to make this thing a reality for a lot of people in the city. So let's change gears a little bit. Again, and as an organization like ours, how can we shoulder some of this load that you all are doing? You said the keyword I like, coalition. And so how as an organization or any other organizations we're affiliated with, because we have attorneys and obeyed attorneys and those kinds of attorneys, when you're talking about heirs, that we've had a attorney group come in and talk to our organization, and they said 70% of people don't have a will at all. That's a big number in my estimation. So, and now your organization is leaning into that with heirs and that kind of thing. So, how can we as an organization maybe in some way help with some of the responsibility that you all have?
I appreciate that question. We actually have a very strong contingent of realtors involved in HouseATL. So they have definitely really shown up and are very active and leading. So there's plenty of room for that. We gather in person quarterly with our member convenings, and they're called member convenings, but you can call just to learn and just to find out. You can come before you have committed to be a member. We've been doing those convenings at the gathering spot, so near here, not far from here, quarterly, and we are going to begin to do some of those in the various counties that outside of the city of Atlanta next year. So I'm going to start moving around.
So expansion is in the works for 24 for HouseATL. Awesome work, because we are seeing that while Atlanta, we're talking about a Metro Atlanta situation, right? But there's some situations outside of our metro too that maintenance.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that are everyone is seeing some of the supportability piece. So I'm glad you mentioned that quarterly meetings at the gathering spot. I think it's on the 19th, but on the bottom of this particular episode, we will have Natalie's information, as well as will be linked to her calendar. The events calendar for HouseATL. So those of you that want to attend some of those meetings, it sounds like you all welcome the public to attend those.
Yes, we definitely do. And on our website, we also have a sign-on. We do a monthly newsletter where we try to gather, all that news that is happening about affordable housing and help our members, communicate with each other about what's going on and keep up with activities.
Absolutely. Awesome. So we will take a short break for some commercial, and then we'll come back and wrap up with Natallie and HouseATL and have some really action items for you, the public, right, to get involved with some of these great works, just great resources. That's what I love about our city. There's so many great resources, and HouseATL is being one of them. So we'll take a short break and then we'll wrap this conversation up. See you in a bit.
At Exit Realty, our goal is to market your home to get it sold for the most money possible in the shortest time. Along with neighborhood expertise, dedicated service, and strategic negotiation skills, your Exit Realty professional will utilize innovative technology to maximize your home's exposure and market it to the largest pool of potential buyers.
People want immediate pictures and price, and your Exit for Sale sign is their gateway. When a potential buyer passes by your home and texts your agent's unique My Smart Sign code, they will immediately receive pictures, pricing, and details about your home. Your Exit professional will be notified so they can follow up right away by phone or text to arrange for a personal viewing.
If you text Exit Sign now to 85377, you will experience an example of what the potential buyer sees. Your Exit professional will also create a custom suite of digital tools to market your home. The virtual tour will be syndicated to popular real estate portals to showcase your home where most buyers start their search online. Your home's unique website will feature the virtual tour, photos, price, and details, as well as a commute calculator, neighborhood details, and more. Buyers still enjoy a flyer in hand, and yours will display a code interested buyers can text for all the photos and details.
Communication is essential throughout the home sale process. Both you and prospective buyers can contact your Exit professional easily via their mobile business card. Your Exit Realty professional has the expertise, tools, and the strategy to effectively market your home and generate and capture leads. We're looking forward to working with you to help sell your home.
Welcome back. Thank you, Natallie, again. Thank you, Lativia, for sitting in. As we discussed, how do we get there? Pretty much, really, right? We all hear the term affordable. We don't necessarily, as a community, know about some of the different options out there. So what we've done with this Realty Resources in Reality platform is we want to simply say, hey, have you considered HouseATL? That might be a great resource for you. So before we wrap up, I'd like to give you, Natallie, opportunity to talk about what the next steps for those that want to hear a little bit more about in depth about what your organization does, right? And what's the next opportunity to hear directly from some of this great work that you all are doing?
Well, I would welcome everyone to come to our next member convening. It's called a member convening, but it is open and to the public. It is a free event. It's November 29th at the Gathering Spot from 9 to 11, and we do ask people to RSVP. So you'll be able to reach out to HouseATL via the contact information that's going to be shared if you would like to come. But there we will talk about our state public policy agenda for 2024. We're going to have a presentation about housing for people who are low income and very low income. How do we get there? How do we? It's very challenging to build and to operate housing that is deeply affordable. So what creative things have to be done in order to make that happen? So we're going to have a conversation about that. We'll also have some new data being presented by the Urban Land Institute on a recent housing assessment that they have done. And there will be opportunities to work together in discussion and tables. So it's not all presentation. It is time working together and problem solving together, because there are plenty of great minds there. We're all great minds, right? Plenty of people bring their expertise and their wisdom and experience to the table to try to problem solve some of these issues.
Awesome work. 5-year organization, you all. HouseATL started in 2017. They're a testament to say we're young, but we're mighty, and we're going about this in the right way and bringing in philanthropists as well as city government leaders. And it started with volunteers really leaning into this whole discussion. In 2017, I guess you all were visionaries, because I don't think I ever heard the term affordable housing in 2017 when we all got started. But you all may have seen where we are now, and really someone leaned in and said, you know what, we need to put some kind of context around this. I love it that the legislation piece as well, that you all are going to the state capitol and assisting with legislatively. How do we as a legislative body address this? How do we as city government, how do we as public and private entities address this? So great work, Natallie, that you all are doing. Again, Natallie, Keiser, her information to their website is going to be linked at the bottom of this video, such that you all can lean in and find out from experts, not from someone that doesn't have the information that you need, from experts that can really help your housing affordability mission, right? So we want to thank Natallie again for giving us some time. I will be attending that meeting on the 29th. I like to hear and be speaking from a place of knowledge and information, because we don't have all the answers as an entity at Exit Realty West Midtown, but we, with organizations like yours, together we are better. I like that. I think we'll title this one Together We Are Better. With HouseATL, Exit Realty West Midtown, Lativia leading on our leadership team, and all of our other agents in our office that can lean in and really boots on the ground, speaking to their clients and their client pool that say, hey, give HouseATL a look for your educational needs, if nothing else. So thank you again, Natallie, for leaning in, giving us a moment of your day to discuss this very crucial information. So again, if you all want to be informed with more programming that we will do with this broadcast, Exit Realty West Midtown, or Realty Resources and Reality, we will have a link at the bottom of this video for Natallie and their organization. We also encourage you to like and subscribe, so when we bring content to the forefront and you all are involved, as you see, these are the kinds of discussions that we will continue to have with other organizations, all in an effort to really give you, the community, the information that you need to make an informed housing decision. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Natallie, for your time. Thank you, Lativia, for your time, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Residual income has been an absolute life changer for me, and it's been a shift in my mind as well, from becoming just a transactional agent to an entrepreneur that has multiple income streams.
Residual income is a different revenue stream, and it's designed to fill in the gaps between your paychecks.
The ability to earn income in between closings or while I'm on vacation has been a great way to leverage myself.
Residual income for me, it's just that extra security.
Exit Realty Corp International has paid out over $500 million in single level residuals, and it's just absolutely fabulous.
So you do the work once, you're looking for people just like you, and you're working together arm in arm to build this future for yourself and your families.